Hello, people.
G'day, mate.
That's not your introduction. Do it.
Hey, boys and girls.
Thank you. So, it's been a while. Maybe not for you, but really, you're dying now. Maybe not for you, because I forgot to do the video and I've only just uploaded it, and it was 3 weeks ago that was recorded, but oh well. There is an actual legitimate reason why we have not been making any videos. Stop eating your clothing. It's not edible.
Continue.
He has touched on it briefly in a previous video, but we're going to go into detail now. And the reason why we have not been making videos is because our town was evacuated because of a bushfire. We live in a very small town in Western Australia, and because of a really long summer, and then a storm happened, and lightning caused fires, and fires spread because no one saw them and threatened our town. So, this is a timeline of what happened. The week before school, the week before we went back to year 12, oh yeah, he's been dropped down a year.
I failed year 11. So I had to repeat. Go on the story.
Okay, the week before we go back to our last year of school, the Tuesday night, there was a massive thunderstorm. And by massive, I mean, have you ever heard the horn of a train when you're standing next to the tracks? It was of a freight train.
Oh.
It was approximately 10 times as loud. There was one strike that was 10 times as loud. You would remember it.
Oh yeah. I remember
And it just gave me a heart attack. So that was the Tuesday night. Wednesday afternoon, they realized there was a fire that was caused. And then Thursday and Friday, we were going on and off of emergency and watch and act, I believe it is.
Yeah.
The two top things from DFS, which is the
Defense.
no,
Department Fire.
Department of Fire and Emergency Services.
That's it. I'm right.
And they were putting out warnings. They're the people who organize all the firefighters, fire brigades, all that. And
Continue. I'm just checking the doors closed.
it is closed. It just does that.
Continue.
And yeah, so we were bouncing from emergency to watch and act, emergency, watch and act. And then all of a sudden, or Friday night, put that down.
Sorry.
Friday night, at approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, the sirens started. And the town was evacuated. We woke up, Mum woke up to the sirens, looked out the window to see flames. We were out the door in about a minute, from asleep to in the car. About a minute. Because we had already packed all our stuff, we were ready because of all the stuff that was happening. As we were leaving, we saw the paddock that is across the road from my house on fire. There were about 5 meters left before the road. After the road was my house.
Literally.
And if we may be able to upload pictures, I
I'll be able to.
will take a photo from my driveway. It's been a couple of weeks since the fire, but it's
There should
still,
actually be some photos on the internet of
it's
the fire still burning.
devastating.
Well,
the
take a
damage.
photo of Van Twist's house.
Yeah,
The place was demolished.
so my house is sort of at the edge of the field. So there's a field and then Van Twist's. And
That's
his
a
property,
person.
yeah, Van Twist is a person. People know him as Twisty. And his property is just trees and leaves covering the ground. Like dead leaves that fall from the tree about that deep. Except not anymore. He also did work on machinery, and he had a lot of old just engines, lawnmowers, all things full of oil
Truck
and
or two.
fuel.
That's true.
Sorry.
Well,
And
we say did.
we found out after, well, we weren't here at that stage, but there were a few people still in town. You weren't here, were you?
I was watching it all blow up.
Really? Okay. No, because you were gone.
I left as his entire house had caught on fire.
His house didn't actually catch
Well,
on
his
fire.
property was on fire.
Yeah, his property was on fire. His property is right next to the street. So
Basically, here's Van Twist's house. Then there's road. Okay, so here's his house. Here's his house.
is
His house.
2 houses down from
My
Van
next door
Twist's.
neighbour's house, and then my house.
So between Van Twist's and Tasman, there is a road, a house, then Tasman's house. And
Most of that was on fire.
Van Twist's was just gone. Explosions, just boom, boom, boom. He had a truck that has melted. It hasn't been moved because it had melted. The tires, the frame. It's just. He's also lost his entire shed, which is his business. Luckily, his house survived.
And everyone inside.
And actually, it was much better than we were expecting, because only one person lost their house. And they were someone who was actually further than us, because we are on the pretty much eastmost part of town. They were outside of town, up in the hills part, and they lost their house.
It's lucky she's a firefighter.
Speaking of, just right now, firefighters anywhere, they are amazing.
Oh, hells yeah.
Next time you see one, just thank them, because
If there's any firefighters here, I don't care what fire you've helped with. If you are a firefighter, I'm thanking you right now, because you're doing some bloody epic work.
And we found out when we came back that lined up along our street, or my street, there were firefighters on our front verge, just keeping the fire back. That was mostly because we are the eastmost part of town. If our houses caught, then the town would have been declared indefensible, and they would just let it burn unless there was someone inside. And actually, the police had gone around putting tape on all the houses that had been evacuated. Just a tip, if I'm not sure what protocol is in other countries, but in Australia, and if they do this in other countries, and there is a bushfire and there is police tape on your house and you decide to go back, do not do it, or if you do, remove the police tape. Because the police tape is there to let the firefighters know that that house has been evacuated, and to let it burn and focus on houses that have people inside. So if you go back and leave the tape up, they will assume that no one is there and they will let it burn. So
Well, they won't exactly let it burn, but they'll focus on
if the town has been declared indefensible, they will let it burn.
They will let it burn, because they have other much more important
Because people
places.
are more important than houses.
Oh yeah. Houses can be rebuilt. So can people, but not the exact ones. Houses, you can just sit there and go, okay, that was burned. I know there's some sentiment value. Trust me, I'm a sentimental person. But it is a lot more thankful to lose your house than your life. So the firefighters will be more worried about keeping people in their houses alive than unoccupied houses. Not to say that they won't focus on the unoccupied houses as well.
Yeah.
Firefighters are good people, man. Buy one a beer. Not just a beer, buy him a whole freaking carton.
But just
You bloody earned it. Just saying right now, any firefighters, all of you, I'm taking, but any that were in Waruna and surrounding towns helping this fire, you saved basically the entire town. Each and every one of you together saved the entire town. So thank you, mate.
And for the sad thing is that while we have our fire's gone, it's all good. It's still summer. There are still fires dotted across the place, and the worst part is that there are several deliberately lit fires.
So to those people,
You are killing people.
literally, it's because of you that the firefighters have to work so hard to save so many lives.
You are endangering hundreds, if not thousands, of lives. Think. Okay? Because that is just... There is an... our fire, it was lightning. And when we'd returned, there was another lightning storm, and about 5 spot fires were dotted around the town. They were put out, they were just the
We were
third
expecting
rank
that.
down.
The fireys were expecting those to put them straight up.
And the worst part was, after the big fire, everyone was on edge about fire, and so it was a big thing. But it was actually not very, it wasn't very much. And also, to give you a scale of how bad this fire was, they were bringing firefighters in from Broome. We live in, Harvey. That's a close enough town. We're about 20 minutes away. If you do not live in Australia and do not know, go on to Google Maps and have a look at Broome and how far Broome is from Harvey. And you will understand what we meant. There were also so many fires that they were bringing in firefighters from the eastern states across the entire country, flying them in to help fight the fires, to relieve them. And personally, I know my mum knows someone through work, and her husband is a firefighter, and she had not seen her husband for 7 days. He had not been home for 7 days straight. He was fighting fires. That is just insane, and this video was going to be about a lot of things, but
this part was meant to go for about 5 minutes, but it went 13
yeah,
minutes.
we had 5 things to talk about.
We can always
We'll make some more videos, but this is just...
We'll cut this video here, and then might make another one explaining the other reasons, but because you lot, or maybe because our internet, Sam's internet, won't actually be able to handle uploading a larger video, we're gonna cut it short here, and then upload another one after it.
Yeah.
So if you want to continue listening to our story, we'll probably even put a link in below to the next one, will we?
Probably, I don't know.
So you guys will just kind of go, oh, this one's done, let's jump to the next.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how YouTube works.
We could probably put in a playlist.
Yeah, just do that. So yeah, we're gonna cut it there.
Okay.
Catch you guys in the next ep.
Have a nice day.
Konnichiwa. Shut up.